Hail, Internet! It's Paul. It's Matt, the Dork Lords. We are here today talking about Secret Invasion, Season 1, Episode 5, Harvest. We open with Fury rushing the president into a hospital. It was, in fact, Fury, not Gravik in disguise.
Who would have thought that?
I was wrong, but thank goodness I was wrong.
Of course, yes.
Would have been a really silly, turnabout, but good. Okay, good. Yay. We're off to a good start. And we see Gravik publicly kill his chief lieutenant, Hagen, for questioning him following their unsuccessful raid. We end with Fury and Olivia journeying to a fake Nick Fury mausoleum in Finland. He grabs his patch and his gear and a vial of liquid called the Harvest. Title reference. Drink. We learn that this liquid is apparently a stew of the DNA of all the heroes who fought in Endgame, apparently. Fury had Gravik collect it from the battlefield. Gravik did as he was told at the time, but now wants it for the Super Skrull machine. Fury is heading to meet Gravik to exchange the Harvest for Gravik's promise to call off the destruction of New Skrullos, which would kill off a bunch of innocent Skrulls, as well as a bunch of humans strapped to machines, including likely the real Rhodey.
Yep.
Fury calls someone on the phone and says, "Let's finish this." I've seen a bunch of discussion online about who he's calling. It seemed obvious to me that it was Gravik, but it could, who knows? Could be someone else, I suppose. In any case, Paul.
Yes.
What did you think of episode 5?
At this point, when I know it's just going to be more of the same, my body just gets used to it, you know. So I thought, okay, more of the same. I thought the moment when Nick, after he decided that it wasn't worth his death to shoot the fake Rhodey.
Okay.
And the fake Rhodey, for some reason, just decided to let Sam walk away. Yeah, he's got like 10 people with guns on Sam, and just let him walk away. You know, that's what you do.
Now, certainly, I'll say certainly, it seems apparent that those are Skrulls, right? Because if they weren't, if they were just like Secret Service guys.
Yes.
Here's a guy who's just been on TV. He's like, oh, this is the most wanted man in the world.
Yeah, yes.
We have our guns on him. Let him walk away. What? No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I feel like the only reason you would do that is you were Skrulls that were under the command to say, like, let him go because he has to get the harvest, so let him go. Anyway, so I feel like the suggestion was that the whole team were Skrulls.
Okay, that makes sense. Maybe they should have said that explicitly, but that.
Yeah,
that works.
They did not.
That works.
Yeah, but you're right. In the moment, you're like, huh, okay,
like,
sure.
What the heck? Okay, sure.
We've got him. Well, not really. What?
Yeah.
We have another show. We're talking about the security of government agencies, the Lazarus Project.
Yeah.
Similarly, casual security for the president. I'll just say that. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah. It's like I tried to reason it out in a way that, okay, if the Secret Service was attacked in this way, they certainly would want to fight off whoever's attacking them. But there's a tendency, every time you've seen in any show or any actual news footage of the Secret Service, at least some of them is like, let's get him out of here. They're not like, let's stick around to fight. Some of them, yes, we'll stick around to fight, but some of them want to get the president out of here. So it would have been somebody like, hey, let me go with Fury, but no, not. Well, Fury's got it.
No, let him go by himself. Yeah.
So
this is a gravely injured president in a seemingly public hospital in a foreign country. You're like, come on now. In fact, I've got a little background on that. My sister is a surgeon. She told me that many, many years ago, it was probably during, I don't know, maybe the Bush years, she was notified by Secret Service to be on call during a particular time frame. So apparently, when the president travels, they make sure there's a doctor, in this case a surgeon, at the ready, just in case. So she was like the just in case doctor for a day. There you go. Anyway.
Yeah, so, there was certainly, the thing that comes to my mind is that episode of The West Wing when Martin Sheen, present there, Bartlett, was hit with a bullet, and there was a scene in a hospital where they're like, "Oh, is this a drill? Yep. No, it's not a drill. We're coming in." So. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
they
need a little more of that.
Feels believable.
In this show, I guess.
Yes, like what? Right.
Huh? Well, I felt so bad, for Fury, like whispering into this unconscious guy's ear. Don't trust. Yeah. In your dreams, I hope you see this. You see my face talking to you, telling you, warning you. I assume that warning will pay off. Probably. Why would they show him saying it if it's not going to have an effect? Yeah. Like, I remember in my coma that you told me.
I wasn't crazy about, I don't know. He certainly had a lot of meetings which you were going to have with Gaia and Priscilla. They met, and so you're really just trying to help the budget out by staying in this house? Is that, no, you're really attached to this house, you say? Oh, okay. You're not going to go running to save it. No, I want to do it on my own terms, and we paid a lot for this house. So.
Well, that sounds very similar to the reasoning/non-reasoning for why there's no Avengers in the show. Olivia asks Fury, why not call the Avengers in? No.
Yeah.
It would be way too costly to do.
It's funny, actually. It was somebody else that I heard, and it was like made more sense what he said in the show, where it was like, I kind of want to take care of it myself. I kind of want to do this by myself.
It's personal, man.
It's like, if it's sort of like, all their DNA was gathered there, but if you were to get them there, then you could perhaps injure them and get their DNA from them individually anyway. So,
right. So, like, I guess that would be potentially an actual reason, and not just they're not going to be in this show, so stop asking.
Yes.
It would be like if, let's say, the Super Skrull machine project was on hold because they didn't have any material yet.
Sure.
And so you're like, well, if we bring them in, then we run the risk that the Skrulls become superpowered. In this case, they're already superpowered.
Yes,
like, it doesn't.
True.
There's no real. Oh no! Now they have an extra power that they didn't have. They can walk on walls now. Damn it! Okay, right.
But I guess here though it's revealed that his real effort all along is just to get their DNA, so he could be all powerful. So he really is less concerned with having Skrulls take over the world, and really is really just concerned about getting that harvest, getting that DNA, and he's willing to sacrifice anyone to do it.
He's turned into a terrible leader, he being Gravik. I think I liked him better when he was kind of like the one step ahead of Fury, the Moriarty to Fury's Holmes kind of thing. Like, and in the game of chess, I'm always ahead of you in the thing. Now it's just like the subtlety's gone, and he's just like monstrous jerk. Maybe the machine's having an effect on him, but if so, they don't have the time to
those
cover
powers
that
or whatever, I guess, through his brain.
I don't know. Anyway, but now he's very stereotypical, just kill everyone, I don't care villain. I will say that the Mutineers, good idea, but come on, they brought a sledgehammer and a plastic bag.
Yeah,
they're literally punching
to a Skrull fight. Yes.
Yeah, right, and not just a Super Skrull fight, and they know it. Like, he's got super strength. He can regenerate. He can shoot trees out of his arms. I think if I put a plastic bag on his head and then punch him in the ribs, we'll probably incapacitate him. Like, what are you doing? You're asking to be killed. You're like, please kill me. Like, okay, fine, all right. Maybe those mutineers are indicative of the typical Skrull commandos because the Skrull commandos that go to take out Priscilla.
Yes.
Equally incompetent. At least they brought the right weapons.
Yeah.
But there's like, I get it. It's a fairly common trope, right? Oh, look, the
Oh, sure,
seemingly
yes.
technically superior foes get whooped by the outnumbered heroes. I get that.
Yeah.
But these guys were especially incompetent. Like,
Yeah.
they've got automatic weapons with lasers. They have the element of surprise.
Sure.
And Gaia and Priscilla are like casually talking around a kitchen table with a lot of windows.
Yeah.
And they fire a single shot
Yep.
that misses and hits
Yep.
a coffee cup.
Yep.
You're like, who are you? And then they proceed to get slaughtered as they should because they're terrible at their job.
Yep.
So there you go.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, man, these guys are.
Yeah, they at
they're
least
worse
could
than
have.
stormtroopers.
They could have shot Gaia in the face, and she would have survived. So at least
Oh, that's a good point. Oh, right, that's what you mean.
Survived because she has the technology.
Yeah. She's got the extremis. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
They didn't go that route.
Yeah, they
No,
could
they
have
were
done
like,
that.
coffee
but,
cup.
but they're like, ooh, this is that's cheaper. Blow the cup up.
Maybe that was like some kind of intentional thing. Like that particular commando's like, you know what I'm going to do first?
Yeah.
I'm going to ruin her day by shooting her coffee cup.
The thing I hate
Then I'll
about
kill
this
her.
planet is all the tea that people drink.
That's right. Damn it. Fury meets with Gaia back at the site where he originally recruited the Skrulls back in the 90s.
Yes.
And they mention its background. It's the building's in Brixton, London. And they mention it's a place where a lot of immigrants settled. I looked it up. I was not familiar with Brixton particularly, but I did a little looking on, a little wiki.
Ooh, there you go.
And so, there were several immigrants settled there after World War II, particularly from the West Indies. But I did also see that, so it was like, oh, look, this positive immigrant story. However, in the 80s, there were the Brixton riots.
Oh.
Because basically over police brutality and racism.
Ah, okay.
So in some ways, it's an interesting parallel in that the Skrulls immigrated to to with the promise of a better life. And then years later, lives not really much better.
Interesting.
Anyway, so
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
The English people probably really enjoyed that.
Something we had talked about in earlier episodes. Will the show condone Olivia's torture? Answer.
Yes.
Yep. She tortures not one but two different sets of Skrulls in this one.
Yeah.
No, she's on the good guy side, and they're like, torture works. Like, okay, all right.
No, she never went through the arc that Nick Nolte did in 48 Hours, where initially he is in a hostage situation, and he gives his gun over, and then by the time the end of the movie comes around, he just blows the guy away. She's like, hey, start there.
I could just skip the middleman.
Yeah, just blow the guy's head. You're like, oh, you're gonna shoot her? I'll shoot you. And
thank goodness.
It's like
she watched 48 Hours first. That's what happened.
And really, if this guy knew her better, he would know that didn't mean anything to her at all. She could have said, go ahead and shoot her.
Right, exactly. I'll shoot this Skrull. Okay.
Oh, I guess he did say that there's something she could do, that technology would die with her or something.
Oh, yeah, okay. Right. So,
whatever,
she does prove that her boss is a Skrull by shooting him in the leg. And you're like, look at, he turned green.
Yes.
Which is harsh, but I would think, since it's obvious that there is a way you could create a test to test for Skrulls.
Yeah, you just shoot each other.
You just shoot him. You shoot him in the leg. No, I mean.
Yeah. It's like, ooh, I already had a meeting today. I'm still healing. Maybe I won't go to this meeting.
But I would think there would be some kind of like a blood test or something.
Well, it seems like it's gross injury, so you can't just do a blood test before you start every meeting.
Okay. It has to
you
be
really
like
need to injure each other. Yep, pain.
Yeah. Okay.
Cut off a limb or cut off something, and so
put your hand in the pain box.
I can only go to 10 meetings because I only have 10 fingers.
Can we put all the 10 meetings in the same room? That way I don't have to constantly prove who I am. What do we see for the finale, I guess? So the finale,
I think you were
meet up with Gravik.
Right. What do you feel about, because what I just heard today is people are theorizing that we'll see Maria Hill.
I'm not buying it.
I know yeah. Oh, you're okay. Yeah, because apparently, in fact, in the Secret Scroll story or Secret Invasion story, she came back from the dead. So it would be per the comics.
Sure. I will say this: they didn't do, with Talos, a little trickier because they burned him. Here, Maria Hill, they didn't set her on fire, so sure, just a simple bullet hole. One thing that's interesting is Fury seems like so ready to hand this over. Like, oh no, let me just get the vial. No, it's not even thinking about like, let me get a fake one or.
Right.
He's like, no, I'll just grab it and I'll give it to him. Well, obviously he doesn't want to do that. That would be terrible.
Sure. Yes.
And so he's got a trick up his sleeve. I feel like it's going to lead to. We've already seen trailer footage of them fighting in the machine.
Mm-hmm.
So Gravik fights Fury in the machine, and I'm going to guess. I think Fury survives and Gravik dies, and Gravik is killed by the machine somehow. Like, oh, I'll turn it on with all these powers, you'll die, you'll explode. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, too much power. Almost like, what was it? Indiana Jones, the Crystal Skull, where...
oh, sure, yeah.
Like, oh, I take all the knowledge, I can't process it. That kind of thing. Maybe. I don't know.
Sure,
I don't know. He's just Fury seems very confident. They're like, no, I'm sure this will go fine. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Mister, I'm not calling in any backup, and I'm just going to walk in.
That's right.
Unless it's Maria Hill. But yeah. I think Gaia's going to help him for sure. Gaia probably becomes the new Talos, right? She's the new connection to him.
Probably.
Forward.
Yeah, probably.
I would feel like, real Rhodey, I think he'll get saved. They'll find his body.
Oh, yeah.
And then maybe the Skrulls get some kind of amnesty or something. You got to somehow address the Skrulls now that you brought it up, right? I mean, you got to. They're not just going to go away.
I hope they do. I think the only thing that's known that's been talked about is a shape-shifting, alien changed him. Which, in a way, it's sort of like, really, you know that he's a shapeshifter? It's like, and all that that happened there. You all know that he's a shapeshifter. Okay, yeah, you were paying a lot of attention. He's a shape-shifting alien. Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean there's a whole bunch more. So I hope they do. I think that'd be smarter, but
no, I think they're going to do a thing where the president recovers. He, turns the tables on Skrull Rhodey, and then there's some kind of final scene with Fury where Fury's meeting with the president, and the president basically does something positive for the Skrulls. I just don't know what that is. That's my guess.
Okay.
One thing I think they missed out on in the show, maybe just, I don't know, it's hard. I was going to say because of the plot, they have to speed along, but the plot doesn't really speed along. But they haven't really shown Fury grieving for either Maria or for Talos, like to any extent. Like they've shown him like, oh no, but that's about it, right?
Sure,
and like these are two people that are like, incredibly close friends to him.
Sure.
And vital to who he is and his career and his life, and that they've been murdered. I feel like I should see more of that.
So you're saying they're not been murdered, and we're going to see them again?
They burned him, but was it him? Maybe. They burned a clever rubber suit that looked a lot like Talos. But you're right. That could be the explanation. Is he's not sad because they're not dead.
Yeah.
But he has not shown some level of that. Basically, I thought the idea was at least one of the arcs that's suggested, if not displayed in the show, is that we're seeing him at his lowest point. Sure. And Gravik is trying to, like, I'm not going to kill him. I'm just going to make him wish he were dead by removing all the positive things from him. And so, it killed Maria Hill. It killed Talos. He's now enemy number one and all this stuff. And I don't feel like I'm seeing that enough reflected in Fury at this point.
Yeah, they might be saving it for that last episode, maybe. I don't know. Where he's driven to the point where it's like, okay, you've killed enough people. Now I'm going to challenge you. So they
Yeah.
want to make sure it's in the same episode, just so you feel that strongly when he goes to confront, Gravik.
You're pushing the chips onto the final episode. You're doing a lot of heavy lifting on the
what-
final episode.
They got to do something.
Or do they?
It's not
Or
going to
do they,
it's
Paul?
not going to redeem it for me, but they have to do something in that final episode. So,
Okay.
him
All right.
feeling, grieving the loss of his compatriots and committing himself to stopping this situation. That seems logical to me.
And so we know for a fact that he's fighting Gravik in the machine, and I think there's a shot of Gaia looking out over a bunch of pods, which I assume were like humans in cases.
Sure.
So there's that as well. Also, there's the thought of we hear a couple of things. One that bring your iodide pills because there's radiation.
Oh yeah.
So that's an interesting little okay, good point. They are in a nuclear power plant. Also, though, we hear that Skrulls like the cold, which is why he took Priscilla to Finland because she enjoyed the cold, and that's his way of telling Olivia that he married a Skrull.
Yes, it was.
But anyway, just an interesting little factoid of do they like this cold, or are they vulnerable to heat? Another way you can tell, you put them in a desert. Let's see what happens. I don't know. Anyway, we'll be back talking about the season 1 finale of Secret Invasion, along with we got the finale of the Lazarus Project, and we've got a few more episodes still of Strange New World. So come on back for all that.
Come on back.
Thank you as always, Paul. Appreciate it, good sir.
Oh, you're welcome.
And we'll talk to everybody next time. Bye.
Bye.